A bill at the Indiana Statehouse would change how police here in Indiana use witnesses to identify suspects in open cases. Since 1989, 50 innocent people have wrongly been convicted right here in Indiana.
And one of them actually stood in favor of the bill today. He spoke with Statehouse reporter Emily Longnecker.
Yeah, that witness you're talking about was with the Innocence Project, a nonprofit legal organization that works to exonerate people who've been wrongly convicted. A lot of times they do that with DNA. The most powerful testimony, though, came from a man with lived experience, a man who spent 25 years nearly behind bars for a murder he didn't commit.
We are all here together to prevent injustice.
Justice brought Leon Benson to the Indiana Statehouse Tuesday, and the opportunity to tell his story to lawmakers.
I was a victim of misidentification.
Because of that, Leon was wrongly convicted of a murder he didn't commit. Now a free man, he wants to prevent the same thing from happening to others. That's why he spoke in support of Senate Bill 141 that would require police to follow guidelines when doing a suspect lineup with an eyewitness to a crime.
This is something bigger than both sides of the aisle. It's a human thing.
The bill establishes 4 guidelines for police doing lineups. 1, both the eyewitness and the investigator doing the lineup wouldn't know which person in the lineup was the suspect.
When a standard lineup, law enforcement typically know who the suspect is.
Winnie Ye with the Innocence Project says that can sometimes lead to police unintentionally giving clues on who the eyewitness should pick. Police would also not be allowed to use other people in the lineup who look vastly different from the suspect, making the suspect stick out. Police would also be required to let the eyewitness know they won't stop investigating the case just because the eyewitness identifies a suspect. Finally, at the end of a lineup, an eyewitness would have to say how confident they were they had picked out the right suspect.
Had those procedures been in place back in 1998 when I was arrested, I strongly believe that I wouldn't have been wrongfully incarcerated for nearly 25 years.
Time Leon Benson can never get back. He can only move forward, trying to prevent what happened to him from happening to someone else.
It makes me feel a lot better that there will be very few Leon Bensons in the future.
Another part of this bill would require police to not rely solely on facial recognition technology, to have some other evidence to support what is found in facial recognition technology. Now, this bill has bipartisan support. It was written by both Republicans and Democrats, so it is no surprise that it passed out of committee by a unanimous vote in this last week of committee hearings. At the Indiana Statehouse, Emily Longnecker, 13 News.
Thank you, Emily. And 13 News talked with Benson 9 months ago when he filed a lawsuit against the city of Indianapolis and IMPD. At the time, IMPD told us in a statement, here's the quote, "There is a pending lawsuit regarding this case, and out of respect for the judicial process, we do not comment on pending litigation."